And Albright, oh my man, Sergeant Major.
God damn! If
Look
it
at
isn't
you,
Will
man.
Marshall.
Look at you, buddy. Oh my gosh, man, how are you doing?
Man, I tell you what, I'm blessed. I'm
Hey,
blessed.
let me say how my condolences, man. I understand we lost a warrior, man. I didn't know. Is it First Sergeant Arahu?
Yeah, Arahu,
Arahu.
Octavio Arahu. Uh, man, just a great American too, man. That dude was. I mean, he was Ranger qualified, up and comer, doing great things. A beast, man. He was a bodybuilder too, competitive.
Why is he active
So
duty?
yeah, he was. Yeah,
Oh my.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I, hey, you know what? There's something to be said for us living the lives that we live. I don't know why things happen. I don't know the good, the bad. Everybody has their own life that they lead. And many people say that our paths were laid out for us before we even started. Okay. So I will say this. God bless our warriors and their service to our country and our great soldiers that are around us, and everything that we can do to prevent people from taking their own lives. I think we definitely should go for that. I did the 22 for 22 back a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I know
Mm-hmm.
it was at a time in my life that, honestly, to tell you the truth, it helped me, right?
Mm-hmm.
It helped me.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh! Blessings to you and all that have lost. And so, tell me what's going on with you now, man. Tell me about you. You look great. You look great.
Well, man,
Look at all the stuff you have in your show. Take a minute. Hey, would you do me a favor, Sergeant Major? Show me some of the things you have on your wall. I'm recording this. I would like to get it. Just take a minute if you don't mind. Show me a few things that are there. It's me and you and Sergeant Albright. He was a squad leader of mine. Oh, look at the Vulcan rounds and that
Yeah.
armband. Man, look at this.
That's just some fun stuff in there,
So show me a few things that mean a lot to you, Sergeant Major.
Let's see. Well, the main thing, most important of all, what I love the most is that right there.
Oh, wow. So tell me about that. Who is that from?
So that's from 3rd Platoon Alpha Battery, right? 3480A, back when I was a platoon sergeant. Very first platoon that I ever had. Near and dear to my heart.
Oh my gosh. Isn't it neat about how our platoon sergeant time is such a formative time looking back, right?
Absolutely. That's what creates us, to become leaders. It's kind of like the formative years of your childhood, right? Yep. And it what makes and breaks you as a first sergeant, really. Yeah. I learned so much as a platoon sergeant, with the squad leaders, with the platoon leader. Just an amazing experience. I tell you, I loved every bit of it. And so that's why that one right there is the most near to my heart. And I got a picture of my first platoon also, but it's in my office at work. I keep that one there.
What? Right? I missed that. Tell me the other platoon.
So my very first platoon, the picture of these guys right here, that's in my office at work. Right.
Okay.
And the reason I keep that one there is because behind that, I also have a letter from a soldier who was contemplating suicide.
Really?
And he sent me a letter and put that, he slipped it under the door of the platoon office, and I opened it up. And all it said was, "Thank you, Sergeant Albright, simply for moving me from one squad to another, allowed me to focus on myself. The new leadership was everything to me." And I kept that letter, and that letter is in the back of that frame and that platoon picture. And I keep that in my office right next to me as I'm nugging out, working with the city of El Paso down here.
So tell me about your current job. I'm so excited to see what you're doing. I mean, you got to remember, you were one of the first guys I remember coming into the Army, right? I was like a half a step ahead of you, right? I just got made specialist when you showed up or something, right?
Let me tell you what, you you were more than a half a step ahead of me. You were like a good lap. You were already lapping me when I came in. So here's the thing, all right? So when I came in as Private Albright, and I remember that first CI under Wilbur Adams, or maybe it might have been Miranda at that time. It might have been right before Wilbur Adams.
Right.
But that Sergeant Major asked me, he said, "Who's your mentor?" And Sergeant Michael Hicken was standing next to me, and he was my sergeant.
Yeah.
And I said, "Sergeant Will Marshall." That's what I said.
No way.
And Hicken looked at me like he wanted to punch me in the face, right?
Oh no. Oh no. So
And
I was a sergeant.
said, "What?" Yeah, he said, "Why?" And I said, "Will Marshall was just selected as the 82nd Airborne Division NCO of the year. I mean, this guy's amazing, you know?" So yeah, that's what I thought back then. And I still think it now. I look at you and I look at the things you're doing and the essays you're writing and the way that you're still staying committed. And you know what, though? I'll tell you a little bit about me in a minute, but I'm a little envious of you, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We just had a paratrooper fall. And I haven't talked to that paratrooper in 6 months. You know, we always say it. We're like, man, if you're hurting, reach out. You're hurting, reach out. Man, but do we do the right thing? Are we reaching out when a paratrooper falls silent? Some of us, yes. Some of us, no.
Hey, dude,
you know,
I don't talk to anybody. I'm an American male does not talk to anyone. An American male does not talk to anyone. We do not talk to other men. We don't. We just don't, dude.
No. And we should. You know, I mean, we should. And it's in our culture. Somehow it's in our culture. And I just say, you know what? If we just wrap our arms around the right people at the right time, maybe we can make a better difference.
Love it. Hey, dude, I love it, man. Paul, I'm all about it. I got to a point not long ago where I would open up Facebook and I got so confused. And here's why. People that I knew and loved were saying really mean things on the internet that they would never say in person, ever. And they had views that were so like way over here that it was like, hold on, I know that if you and I sit down and we have a real conversation, you're going to come way back towards the middle. And so, and then here was the kicker, Paul. My mom kept telling me to shut up. When I would say something that meant something, when I said something that was real, my mom told me, be quiet. You're not gonna, you're gonna make people, and that I finally had a breakthrough and I said, you know what? I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm going to tell people stories and I'm going to spread whatever I think, if it's positive. If I'm for something, why can't I be for something, right? We can all be for something. And so that's what I've been doing lately, is just trying to be for. You realize I've got two stories about you are just sitting in the inbox, just sitting. I'm waiting to complete them. One about the time you tried to buy my truck, right? And then the second time was when I found out about your upbringing. When I found out that there was a time in your life when, you maybe had less than, right?
Oh, definitely had less than. I was a homeless child.
Right. I have little drafts written of both of those. They're saved in a folder. One of these days I'm going to flesh them out and they're going to be there. They've been sitting there for a while.
So you hit your head a couple times on the drop zone. Wasn't your truck. It was your black Nissan Sentra.
That's what. it was a Sentra. Oh,
yeah.
Did you buy that from me?
I did not. I couldn't get a loan. I saw.
Oh, that's right.
So bad.
That's right. I forgot. I hated that car. Hated it.
And I couldn't steal it from you.
Oh my gosh.
Couldn't even get a 30% loan, man, to get that damn thing. I tried. Couldn't do it. Sucked. Yeah. I tell you what, lessons learned. So here's what I do now. So I am the chief military officer for the city of El Paso. That is a executive level position On the city staff. I report to the city manager, and on all items that has to do with the veteran community and the military community. So I'm a liaison to Fort Bliss for all of the military expansion in the region. And I'm also the veteran communities liaison. I'm the voice for every initiative, program, policy, everything that happens with veterans to the city leadership. So it's a ginormous position. I love it. I tell you what, I'm blessed to have it. And it keeps me busy. I'll tell you, because there is so many things that we can do to take care of our veterans. And I love doing it. I love trying to change policies and work things just to give the veteran, you know what? They just need a leg up. That's all they need. They're not trying to get a handout. Just give them a leg out. I was talking with the economic development director a little while ago. And I asked her, I said, when you got your business degree, I said, what'd you do? She's like, oh, I went into a fellowship. I went into an internship. I said, yep. And I imagine you went to a whole lot of business meetings, and you went to, luncheons and things like that with other prominent business folks, as you were completing your degree so that you can get started in this world of business that you started out in. I said, that soldier, they got their degree in a dusty tent with shoddy internet in Iraq or Afghanistan.
Amen. Amen.
No connections. Then they step out and they go, can I get a job? Can I meet somebody to try?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I said, we're not asking for a handout. We're just asking for a leg out. Put us in the room. That's all we ask. Put us in the room and let us talk. And so that's what I do.
Good. There's no better person that I could think of to do something like that, considering your background and your aptitude. And one of the things I always loved about you is that you just had a way of making people feel at ease when you were around them. And I'm sure that translates into the civilian job. And thanks so much for your continued service, man. It's awesome. You have just an amazing family. You just have an amazing family. Could you share with me a little bit about your family and your close family, if you don't mind? And then also your mom and dad. I know you, just tell me. I want to hear it if you don't mind.
So my dad passed away 2005, unfortunately. He's only 57 years old. It's very heartbreaking for all of us. But my mom has always been there for us. She's down in Louisiana, and we love the food. You won't believe the crawfish cookouts, the boudin, we eat like kings, and I tell you, I bring every time I go to Louisiana, I come back to El Paso with a cooler full of meat. And when I'm barbecuing alligator, people are like, what the hell? But I'm not from Louisiana. I'm from Washington State, right? But my parents moved down there back in 1992, just after I joined the Army. So they're Cajun, they just been there forever. And they ain't ever going to leave. So my sister's down there. I got a couple other sisters in Washington, so I'm still pulled up there to the Pacific Northwest quite often. But we had a hard time growing up. We really did. My father, bless his heart, when he finished his Navy stint, he just really didn't get a good education, didn't do great, wonderful things in that transition. And we found ourselves at one point homeless. We lived in a nice house on a ranch in Northern California, about 44,000 acres, just amazing sheep and cattle all over it. Well, they sold the ranch, and the new ranch owner wanted a house we lived in. So he said, hey, you got to go. We had 6 kids in that family. And at that time, with the money that my father made, which was next to nothing, nothing to do, nowhere to go. So we bought a bus, and the new ranch hand gave us a little plot of land to park the bus on. We got some hoses, some PVC pipe. We tapped into a local spring, and that was our showers. Wow. We used to go to the forestry, to the forest parks where they had camp showers and things. We stayed there for a good year and a half, almost 2 years, homeless. bus would pull up right along the side of the road. The school bus would, and we get on a school bus and go to school. And so,
Really?
yeah,
So
just
you were
stop on the
homeless
side of the,
basically, but still going to public school.
still going to public school. That's
Okay,
right.
good, good.
Yeah. And, so that was 5th and 6th grade for me. And so it was definitely traumatizing a little bit, but you know what? All it did was just showed us the power of putting in a good day's work and understanding what that means. And a desire to survive, I guess. So joining the military was a no-brainer. The only reason I joined the military was to go to college, and I just forgot to get out. I just never got out.
Same thing with me. Same thing with me. I didn't think it was going to be a career, but it worked out for me. It obviously worked out for you. I'm so proud of you, man. I literally, because I remember you coming in. I remember you coming in and thinking that you had a talent. You were a star. And I don't remember a lot of those times. I don't know if I mentored you a lot in a lot of ways. I just know that I looked up to you and I enjoyed being with you and around you. That's for sure.
Will, you mentored me from a distance. Okay. Just by seeing what you were doing, it let me look out there and say, hey, I kind of want to do that stuff. Right. Well, when you were jump master extraordinaire, being a black hat and all that, I thought about being a black hat, but first of all, I had to be a jump master, and I had to be good at being a jump master. I had to know my craft. I had to understand and be the best that I could at it. And so that's what I was. And then you get sucked into, you know what? I'm a leader too. I ain't got time to be a black hat. I got to take care of these soldiers in this platoon right now. So that's what I'm on, and then I had other people like, like Maggot, and the great things he did. And then opportunities just would fall in my lap. Like the battalion needed somebody to compete for Jump Master of the Year. So I'm like, well, Will Marshall wanted to do it, but he's a Jump Master and he was told he can't do it because it was his first year out. And I'm like, well, damn, he would have won it. So, I'm going to do it now. I'll try. And I won Battalion Jump Master of the Year, went to Group 7, won Group 7 Jump Master of the Year, competed at the top level with the 82nd. And I remember standing up on that patio and at the division patio. And it was, oh man, who was it? Sergeant Major, it's just started. He used to be the 3rd Brigade Sergeant Major. Can't remember his name now. But anyway, he goes up there.
Was it Thorpe or England?
No, it was Thorpe. It was Thorpe.
Yeah.
Sergeant Major Thorpe's announcing the winner. And he goes, and the Jump Master of the Year for the 82nd Airborne Division is from 3rd Brigade. And I'm like, oh, man. I thought he was going to say 3rd Battalion, right? I was like, I had to be that close.
Hey, that's tough competition, dude. It ain't no joke, man. It ain't no joke. That's for sure. Congratulations, man. That's cool, dude.
But that's where, so like I'm saying, from a distance, the things that you did, the things that Maggot did, those are the things I looked at. I remember, First Sergeant Falk going to his office and looking at his Audie Murphy medallion, right?
Right.
I'm like, hey, I said, what's that? That's cool looking. He said, you don't know what Audie Murphy is? I said, I know who he is. He said, well, you need to try out for this. Well, I don't want to do that. He goes, just a board. I said, then let's sign me up.
That's great, man. That's great. That's great.
Opportunities. Yeah. So anyway, I'm sitting in my office right now, listening to music. I'm having a beer for Octavio, thinking about him. Scrolling through Facebook, I saw you're putting on this Zoom, and I said, you know what? Let me say hi.
Well, you know what, Paul? I'm so proud of it. Sergeant Albright, Albritton, one of my old squad leaders, is in here, but he's got technical problems. If you don't mind, I'm going to save this, and I'm going to post it up on 2 places. 1, my Marshall in the middle, and 2, on our battalion page. Do you mind if I do that?
No, I got no problem with that at all.
Second thing, I'm doing a project called Heroes I Know. And I want to send you a camera and a light kit and I want to do a formal interview with you, and I want to talk to you about things. Here's what I want to do. I want to prepare you for prepare your family for your memorial service. I want to talk to you about when you joined the Army, why you joined the Army, to get you salute, get you to report, all that kind of good stuff. If you go and look, I've done a couple there. If you go look on Facebook, you can see them, but I've got a format. Recently, I had a soldier pass away, and he had throat cancer. When I found out about it, he had already lost the ability to talk, so I wasn't able to interview him. But I had all these pictures and all these things, so we put together his memorial, and that got me to continuing this project, continuing talking to those that I've served with, because I have so much information and some kind of an ability to talk to people such that we can record it and get it available for later, because your grandkids are going to want to hear what you have to say. But you don't have anything recorded. Nobody's interviewed you in a long format so you can really talk about things that mattered. So I'll send you a whole packet. It's a big thing. It's called formerforce.com. I got 6 of my former soldiers helping to put it together. And it doesn't cost anything. It's totally free. If you want to send a donation, we'll obviously take donations. But we're putting together about $1,000 package that's got about an hour-long interview if we want to, all kinds of pictures. We'll gather all your military pictures, put them in a slideshow, make you a memorial service playlist for the after party for all your friends. You can write down any notes and things you want to talk about, all your favorite hymns, and we'll put it all in one package so that the day of your demise, your family's kind of already got your military, because your military memories are done, right? Everything else, you can take them and package them in there. And that's what I'm doing. I've done about 6 so far. And I'm going to send you, if you don't mind, I want to put you on the list and let you do that with me. Would you do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's a great idea. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm working on. And hey, Sergeant Major, thanks, dude, for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. You have made my night, man. You have made my night. And
drink one. Take care of yourself.
Drink one for First Sergeant, okay? For Ranger.
Sure will. All right. Have him run right here.
Amen. Amen. Toast.
Toast.
Good night, Sergeant Major.
Airborne.